Morning to all. Today we go to see about the transient response of a RL series circuit with step input voltage. Okay, so this is a series RLC circuit and the input voltage source is nothing but the unit step voltage with the magnitude of V. So for this circuit, first of all, I would write the loop equation. So here I consider the initial conditions are 0. So that means the initial voltage across the capacitor is taken as 0 and also the initial current through the inductor is also taken as 0. So the loop equation looks like this. So R into I of t, which is equal to L into dit divided by dt plus 1 by c integral of I into dt, which is equal to V into u of t. Now you take the Laplace transform of this equation. It looks like this: R into I of s plus SL into I of s plus 1 by Cs into I of s, which is equal to V by s. So you take I of s outside and rearrange the equation. It should looks like this. Okay, so therefore V divided by L divided by s square plus R by L into s plus 1 by sc. So if you take I of s outside, the resultant should be equal to R plus SL, okay, plus 1 by Cs, or 1 divided by S into C. This is the equation. Now you multiply this S, because so from LHS I just take this term to the RHS, so it should be in the denominator, so that I write it is 1 by like this. Just you multiplied S inside here, it should be S into R plus S square L plus S, both will cancel. Now you take L outside, so that means which is equivalent to S square, okay, so which is equal to S square, okay, plus R by L into S, okay. In this third term the S should be cancelled and take L outside. This is 1 by LC, okay. So this is the resultant equation, so which is written here. So therefore this is the final expression. Now I want to find out the inverse transform, inverse Laplace transform. So before you should find the inverse Laplace transform, I go for the partial fraction method. Here there are two roots will be there, so in order to get the roots I go for the partial fraction method. So first of all I want to find out the roots of this term. So it is nothing but it is in the format of as square plus bs plus c. So in order to get the roots of this equation, the formula should be equal to, we know the formula, minus b, okay, plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So this is the formula to find out the roots, okay. So in this previous equation a equal to 1 and b equal to r by l, okay, b equal to r divided by l and c equal to 1 divided by lc. So these are the values. So now you substitute these values in the corresponding equation. It looks like this, okay. So minus b is nothing but r by l and this 2 a is by 1, so it is replaced, and my first root is, which is equal to minus r divided by 2l plus square root of r square divided by 4l square minus 1 by lc, and my second root is minus r by 2l minus square root of r square divided by 4l square minus 1 by lc. These are the two roots. Now I take omega naught, the resonant frequency, omega naught equal to 1 divided by square root of LC, and my zeta omega is taken as r divided by 2l, and zeta is taken as r by 2 into square root of c by l. Here zeta is nothing but my damping ratio, okay. So from these values I rewrite these two roots are looks like this. So therefore s1 equal to minus zeta omega naught plus omega naught into square root of zeta square minus 1, okay, and for s2 which is equal to minus zeta omega naught minus omega naught into square root of zeta square minus 1. Yes, we know that. So in this equation r by 2l, okay, this r by 2l is replaced by zeta omega. So therefore this term is replaced by zeta omega. Okay, and one more thing, this r divided by 2l, the whole square, okay, which is nothing but zeta square omega square. So this term is replaced by zeta square into omega naught square, okay. And similarly 1 by root LC is taken as omega naught, so therefore it is rewrite as omega naught square. So now you take omega naught square outside, so from the root it should be only omega naught, so therefore zeta square minus 1 is remain in the square root term, so it is rewrite like this, okay. So now you substitute its roots in the previous equation I of s, which is equal to v by l divided by s minus s1 into s minus s2. Now you apply the partial fraction method, which is equal to a divided by s minus s1 plus b divided by s minus s2. So in order to find the value of a, substitute s is equal to s1, okay. So therefore this should cancel each other. Now you substitute, instead of s you should substitute s1, okay. So therefore v by l divided by s1 minus s2, okay. Therefore, so from the value of s1 and s2, here s1 minus s2 is present, so therefore this plus minus zeta omega minus of this value should cancel each other, okay. And minus of minus taken as plus, so therefore omega naught into square root of zeta square minus 1 is present, and this v by l is also present here, okay. So this is the value of a. Similarly you should find the value of b. So here s is replaced by s2, so that these two terms will cancel each other, so s2 minus s1 is present. So substitute the value of s1 and s2, this is the resultant equations, okay, the resultant value. So now you substitute this value of a and b in the I of s equation, this is the final value, okay. So now you take the inverse Laplace transform of this equation. We know that the inverse Laplace transform of this term is nothing but e power plus s1 into t minus e power plus s2 into t. This constant term is present outside, okay. So this is the final value of my I of t, okay. So here you should substitute the value of s1 and s2. So this is the overall final expression of I of t, I hope, okay. So from this equation, okay, there are three terms will present r l c. So depending upon the values of these three, it may be divided into three categories. It may be a over damped condition, or it may be a under damped condition, or it may be a critically damped condition. So it depends upon the value of the damping ratio zeta. If zeta is greater than 1, then it should be a over damped condition. If zeta equal to 1, then it should be a critically damped. If zeta is less than 1, then it goes under damped condition, and the corresponding waveforms are looks like this, okay. So now we consider this one. First thing, over damped condition, okay. So in the over damped condition, I'm already told that zeta value is greater than 1, okay, and the quality factor q is less than 1 by 2. So this is the condition, okay. So now, so we know the formula for the quality factor q equal to omega naught L divided by R, and omega naught equal to 1 divided by root NC. Now you substitute this value into this equation, which gives 1 by R into square root of L by C. Okay, the quality factor, the formula for quality factor, which is equal to 1 by R into square root of L divided by C. So this is the formula for the quality factor, okay. So now you substitute these values, okay. The current becomes equal to, looks like this. And one more thing, it is a over damped condition, so that this zeta square minus 1 has greater than, I'm already told that this is greater than 1, so this term is positive. The square root of this term is always positive, okay. And one more thing, in my root In the previous expression we know that, so there are my root is minus zeta omega naught plus omega naught into square root of zeta square minus 1 into t. Okay, so that this term is constant in both the cases, so I took this term outside. Okay, so now I rearrange this equation. This is in the format of e power theta, okay, minus e power minus theta. Okay, here 2 is present, so I take this 2 inside here. Okay, so e power x minus e power minus x divided by 2 is replaced by, okay, sin hx. So therefore it is replaced by sin hx into x. So instead of x, here the value present is omega naught into square root of zeta square minus 1, okay, into t, so that this term is present here. Okay, so now this is the expression and this is the corresponding graph. Okay, next I move on to the critically damped condition. In this condition the value of zeta which is equal to 1, okay, so therefore the quality factor which is equal to 1 by 2. Now you substitute these values. Okay, the resultant equation should be like this. It is the general equation, so v by l divided by s square plus 2 omega naught into s plus omega naught square. We know that the second order equation is looks like the general form of s square plus 2 zeta omega naught s, okay, plus omega naught square. So this is the general format. If it is zeta is equal to 1, so therefore it is the equation is around s square plus 2s into omega naught plus omega naught square. This is the expression they given. So therefore which is equal to v by l into this term is replaced by, this is in the format of s square a square plus 2ab plus b square. So this term is replaced by a plus b the whole square, so that it is replaced by s plus omega naught the whole square. So now you take the inverse Laplace transform. Okay, so we know that the Laplace transform of 1 by s square which is equal to t, so we know the value. And similarly, if this t is multiplied by some e power minus at, so it is one of the property shifting property. So if this term is present, s is replaced by s plus a. Here a is nothing but omega naught for this case. So that if I take the inverse Laplace transform, it leads to v by l t into e power at. Here a is nothing but omega naught t. Okay, so this is the expression and the corresponding graph should be equal to like this. Okay, so on the last condition we go to see about the underdamped condition. Here the zeta value is less than 1 and the quality factor is greater than 1 by 2. Okay, so the current should be equal to looks like this. Okay, so this is the general expression. Here it is zeta square is less than 1. So if the zeta value is put here, then the imaginary term definitely will present here. Similarly, the imaginary term definitely present here because it is less than 1. If I simplify this term, okay, so the whole value zeta square minus 1 is in negative. So if I take the negative value from the square root, definitely the complex term j will present here. Similarly, here also the j term will present, here also the j term will present. Okay, so that if I take the j outside and I replace this zeta square minus 1 which is equal to 1 minus zeta square, so that there is no change in the corresponding equation, so only I rearrange this equation. Okay, here this j is taken inside, this 2 and j is taken inside, there is no change in this equation. Similarly, here also the j term is present and the zeta square minus 1 is changed into 1 minus zeta square. We know that e power jx minus e power minus jx divided by 2j is replaced by sin x. So in our previous lecture we give the formulas. Okay, so it is replaced by like this. So here the sine term is present, so it is a oscillatory one, oscillatory function should be there. Okay, So the circuit is oscillatory. When I put R equal to 0, then my zeta is equal to 0 for this condition. So for this equation, if I put R equal to 0, definitely my zeta is equal to 0, so that the oscillation is undamped. Here some damp will be there. Okay, if I put R equal to 0, definitely this damping is not occur, so it should oscillating. Okay, so the frequency of undamped oscillation is taken as omega naught. Okay, and it is known as undamped natural frequency. So these are the three condition presence in the RLC series network. So depending upon the RLC value, it may fall in any one of the condition. Okay, up to this I conclude this session. If you have any queries or doubts, post in the comment section. Thank you.